God makes the world, a paraphrase of Genesis 1, before time began. In the very beginning, God created the skies and the earth. The earth was completely dark, empty, and covered with water, but God's Spirit was already moving over the water. Day 1, light and dark. God spoke, "Let there be light," and there was light. God saw that the light was good, and he separated it from the darkness. He named the light day, and the darkness he named night. That was the first day. Day 2, the sky. Then God made a space to separate the waters. He put some water above, the clouds, and some water below, the seas. He named this space the sky. That was the second day. Day 3, land and plants. God told the water to gather into one place so dry land could appear. He called the dry land earth, and the gathered water seas. Next, God commanded the earth to grow all kinds of plants, grass, and trees that produce seeds and fruit. That was the third day. Day 4, sun, moon, and stars. God created lights in the sky to separate day from night and to mark the seasons and years. He made the sun to rule the day and the moon to rule the night. He also made the stars. That was the fourth day. Day 5, fish and birds. God filled the water with swimming creatures and the sky with flying birds. He blessed them and told them to have many babies to fill the seas and the air. That was the fifth day. Day 6, animals and people. God created all the land animals, wild animals, farm animals, and small crawling creatures. Then God said, "Let's make people in our image to be like us, and give them authority over all the animals and the whole earth." So God created them, both male and female. He blessed them and told them to have children and take care of the earth. God looked at everything he had made and said it was very, very good. That was the sixth day. Day 7, rest. The creation of the sky, the earth, and everything in them was now finished. On the seventh day, God rested from all his work. He blessed the seventh day and made it holy. Study Guide, Genesis chapter 1. 1. The nature and purpose of the text. Genesis is the book of the beginnings, its literal meaning. Chapter 1 provides the foundational narrative for the entire Bible's story of salvation. Not a scientific or historical textbook. The Bible is primarily a book of faith and God's revelation, not a chronological history or a book of science. Its purpose is to teach who God is and our need for him, not to detail the how of creation using modern scientific prose. The concept of myth. In the ancient text, the word myth does not mean a fictional fairy tale. Instead, it is understood as a story used to convey and define a divine truth and revelation that is real. Apologetic value. The narrative is written to affirm the Hebrew faith against surrounding pagan religions. By describing the sun, moon, and stars as merely lights or lanterns created by God, it rejects the worship and power attributed to these celestial bodies by other cultures. 2. Theology of God and creation. The first verse, "In the beginning God created," establishes the supreme truths about the Creator, Elohim. God precedes everything. God existed before all things and is the unmoved mover, the initial actor. Creation ex nihilo, out of nothing. God created everything from a state of chaos or nothingness. He called something that previously did not exist into being by the power of his divinity. The Trinitarian aspect. Creation is understood to be an act of unity within the Godhead. God the Father is the originator. God's Word, the Son, Christ, is the active agent. Everything comes into being because God spoke it. tying the creation to the concept of Christ as the word logos in John 1:1. The Spirit of God is the life giver, hovering over the face of the water, like a mother hen over her eggs, nurturing the emerging creation. Ownership and authority. Because God created all things, He has ownership and authority over the heavens and the earth. God as sustainer. God did not simply create the world and walk away. He actively sustains His creation, maintaining the order and purpose of all things. 3. The structure and order of creation. God creates with order and perfection. The 6 days are seen as a framework demonstrating this process, where day can represent a creative period rather than a strict 24-hour cycle. The creation process follows a pattern of forming and filling. Day 1, light and dark. Day 4, sun, moon, stars, fillers of time and light. Day 2, sky and waters, space. Day 5, fish and birds, fillers of space. Day 3, dry land, seas, habitat. Day 6, land, animals, and man, fillers of habitat. The pronouncement of good. God repeatedly looks at His work and calls it good. This implies that the creation is not only practically effective for its purpose, but is also a reflection of God's moral nature and character. Light before sun. The initial light on day 1 is distinct from the sun, moon, and stars created on day 4. This highlights that God Himself is the ultimate source of light. Reproduction according to its kind. The instruction for plants and animals to reproduce according to its kind emphasizes the divine order and distinction within God's creation. 4. The pinnacle. Creation of humanity. Day 6. The creation of human beings is the pinnacle of creation and differs from that of animals. Image and likeness. Man, male and female, is created in God's image and likeness, which is not about physical appearance. This unique status means humans are created to be image bearers, reflecting the character and attributes of God, such as the ability to love, reason, create, and communicate, into the physical world. Role of governance. Husbandry. Humanity is given dominion over the earth and its creatures. This is a role of stewardship or husbandry, a responsibility to care for and maintain the creation, not a license for complete ownership or destruction. Original diet. In the original very good creation, the intended sustenance for both humans and animals was vegetation, plants yielding seed and fruit, not the death of other living things.